All right, all right, y'all. Narc say they love me, y'all. I had a really good conversation today with what I call a great mind. All right, a lot of you guys in the group, you guys have great minds. A lot of empaths, we have great minds. All right, so I had an interesting conversation today with him, and this conversation is why I made this video here. All right, I didn't know what to make a video about. I really know what my next video would be on. I've dropped so many on my channel. But this was a really good one, and I want to go ahead and share this with you, all right? It's about the physical abuse, with the narc, okay? Some of the narcs, when they get angry, when they get mad, they'll just leave and ghost you and hoover you, right? And then you have some that'll get mad and they'll go hands-on. They'll go hands-on, right? So I'll be speaking from my experience here with the ex-narc that I had, okay? When they get you, when it's physical abuse, when they get you, they catch you at your lowest. They catch you off guard, so to speak, with your back turned, when you're not looking. Not only do they catch you in a vulnerable state, but they also catch you when you're not expecting any kind of consequence. In your mind, you may be thinking that, okay, we had a disagreement, we solved that, we're good now. In their mind, they may bring up that disagreement weeks or months from when it actually happened. And by you not knowing that they still have that internalized, you see, that's where the friction comes in. You see how that works? So what I'm telling you guys is stay on your P's and Q's. Don't have them, don't be at the hands of their mercy. Always deal with them to where they're at the hands of your mercy. You have to reverse it. Okay, you have to take the addiction and things that they have. This is going to sound bad, but if you have to tolerate them, it's going to help you. Okay, this is going to sound bad. The addictions and things that they have, and give it to them in great supply so that you can be in a peace of mind. That's what I did to reverse it. All right. So what do I mean by that? I went from, I'll give you an example. I blacked out in the driveway, right? I was drinking. So much going on. Can't call and talk to anybody. So the best way to deal with it, to me, at that time when I was in it, was to drink and think about how I could make things better for myself. Because I had money going everywhere. When it came down to the narc, I mean, she was draining me financially, emotionally, physically, everything. She was draining the life and the living hell out of me. I've seen healthy relationships. My mom and dad are, they've been married ever since me and my brother have existed. So I know what a healthy relationship looks like. And I knew I wasn't in one. I was more so into what my eyes were attracted to versus my spirit. See, that's how I got caught up. That's why the Bible say, come out of the ways of the world. Right? We fight higher principalities and power, right? Something like that. Okay, so I had seen a healthy relationship, but at the same time, I had been with this narc for so long, it was like, I'm still holding on to hope. I'm still thinking that we can get to a place of where we were in the beginning. And it bothered me that I'm being drained and I'm trying to figure out how can I still make things work and not be drained with the narc. I'm looking for compromise. I'm looking for reasoning. I'm looking for logic. But I couldn't ever find it. So I would just drink myself. I blacked out in the car. Well, a flying monkey slash enabler drove the narc over to my mom's place. This is where I was in the driveway. I was at my mom's place about 3 o'clock in the morning. Blacked out in the driveway, too drunk to walk in the house. The door was maybe 12 feet from the car. I was too drunk to walk in the house, so I let my seat back. And hell, I was like, I'm just gonna sober up, go to sleep, take a nap or something, and then when I feel, I'm ready to walk in, I'm gonna walk in. Anyway, the narc come driving up. She was raging on the phone. I don't know what about. I was blacked out. All right, I'm in and out of consciousness. All the drinks and drinking that I've done in my years, I had never blacked out before. This was the first time I had ever blacked out. So when I saw the lights pull up in the driveway, I unlocked the door because I didn't know we had a problem. You know what I mean? I'm thinking she coming over we're going to talk and get this stuff straight, whatever. I didn't know she had a problem, so I unlocked the door. She comes and opens the door, and all I know is she scooted and booted my ass all over the driveway. I had on all white. A pair of fresh Nikes, icy white Nikes now. I had never worn before. Woke up the next morning. When I finally made it to the house, because she left me in the grass. Right there in the yard, in my mama's yard. Everybody was asleep but me, I would have been asleep. I was pretty much out of it. But she left me right there in the grass, in the yard. Right there in the yard. I was laying in the yard. When I mustered up the strength, when I got the strength to go in the house, I went in the house. I didn't look in any mirrors or anything. I immediately got in the bed. The next morning I woke up. I looked at my covers. I had blood on my covers. Looked at my face. Saw that. Looked at my clothes. Saw the blood or whatever. And I took a picture of my face and sent it to my best friend of 21 years. That had already told me to let that shit go. And I was very embarrassed and disappointed to send that to her because I didn't want her to feel like I didn't listen to her. I didn't take anything under consideration. I didn't want her to feel like that. I didn't want to lose her. I needed her. You know what I mean? But a healthy person, if they see somebody out of it, like especially how I was out of it, they'll say, you know what, I'm the kind of person, I'm like this. I want to catch you at your best. Right? I want to catch you at your best. I'm not going to catch you at your lowest and capitalize on it. Nah, that's not fair. I want to catch you at your best. I want to square up with you. It's square business. Now, I'm not into fighting. I'm not into a lot of chaos and drama. But at the same time, can't nobody just scoot and boot me. So as soon as the narc gets the opportunity to where they can move in on you and catch you at your most vulnerable state, that's what they're going to do. They're not going to understand how you feel. They're not going to give you other alternatives to where, I understand you. Take this under consideration. I'm really into what you're saying. I'm here to help you. That's not what they're going to do. They're going to say, oh, you at your lowest? You at your worst? Well, let me drag you through the mud. Oh, you think the mud is something? Oh, you at your lowest again? I'm going to drag you through hell now. Don't tell me when you at your lowest, because that's when I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to fuck over you. Excuse my language, but that's how they are. Yeah, this one I'm going to get you. You're going to bow down. You're inferior. You're going to bow down to me one way or the other. All right. So if you feel in your intuition and you've seen how they operate and how they move, because everybody's narc, if you think that they're capable of putting hands on you, then they are capable of putting hands on you. But you have to stay on your P's and Q's. Every time I was physically abused, I wasn't on my P's and Q's. That's what I'm telling you. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't in my right mind state. My right state of mind. And so, by that being said, the narc saw that. Listen, the narc sees that. And that's how they keep you at the hands of their mercy. You don't want them to see that. You want to keep them at the hands of your mercy. That's how I reversed that. I took all of the addiction, everything the narc likes, and gave it to her and enabled her and just gave it to her. Just keep giving it to her, give it to her. Anytime that you give something in you know, if it's not in moderation, if it's just a surplus amount, it's not good. So that's what I use with the narc. I'm giving them what they want. It's a whole bunch of amount of what you want. Everything you want, I'm feeding you, I'm pumping you up, I'm pumping you up, I'm pumping you up, I'm pumping you up, and then by the time you have it all, you're not even bothering me. Yeah, she used to love drinking, so I bought big bottles. Because the more I know I put in front of her, the more she gonna drink. And when she drank it, she tap out. And I'm gone. I'm out the door. I've reversed it. Now you're at the hands of my mercy. That's why I got scooted and booted out the door now. Yeah. And it feels so good to be out the door. And I've been out the door for a long time. Yeah, about two years now. Yeah, about 2 years now. But you want to be on your P's and Q's. Because they're going to drag you and drag you and drag you and drag you. Don't let them control you. If anybody's in control, it needs to be you. Peace. I love y'all. Narcs say they love me. All right? I hope this helps somebody. Peace.